Okay, so if you can just tell me a little bit about the Spitfire exhibition that's on here at the moment.
So this is a chance to take a seat in this real Spitfire behind me. So it's a guided tour. So it'll give you a bit of background history on this particular plane, how you start the plane up and how you take off as well. So there's a chance to experience what had been a combat pilot back then.
And how long has it been here for? Why has it come over?
I've been running the Spitfire experience now for 2 years, so we've been open to the public for that amount of time. And it's just a great way to educate people about this plane and to get people close to history and to experience again what it would have been like to actually fighting in this machine.
And how has it benefited the museum it being here?
It's generated a lot of interest in the museum. It's also helped generate a lot of money as well to keep this museum open and for free to the public as well. And again, just like its word of mouth has exploded, and we've had loads of people in the space of 2 years take a seat in this plane. In the first year we were doing it alone, we had about 3,000 people.
And tell me a little bit more about the history of the Spitfire.
So this particular Spitfire behind me is a Mark 16 Spitfire. This is a late Mark Spitfire, and this version is a fighter bomber. So the job in this plane would be going on search and destroy missions, looking for target opportunity on the ground, and also giving close air support to the infantry as well. Now, this Mark 16 behind me was actually built too late to actually fight in World War II. It was built at the start of 1945 in Castle Bromwich in Birmingham, but at one point in 1949, this airplane becomes the Air Marshal's personal airplane at that time. His name was Sir William Elliot, and because of his high rank, for him, this plane was actually painted white, so it could be identified as a VIP when visiting air bases in the country. From what I know of, this was one of only 4 Spitfires painted white for that reason.
And so when did it change its colours?
So colours were changed when it was turned into a gate guardian in front of an airbase called Turnhouse in Edinburgh, Scotland for a while. So this is painted this gloss colour to protect it from the weather as it lived outdoors as a monument.
So actually, this hasn't been to war, this particular Spitfire?
So this plane, no, has not seen combat, so it hasn't fought.
Okay, yeah, that's nice. Are there any particular types of people that you've found are particularly interested? Obviously, people in the field, from the RAF, this kind of thing. Are there any other people?
Again, this plane envisions a lot of emotion with people. It's a symbol that means a lot of different things to people. So we get people from different backgrounds who, like, either enthusiasts who know a lot about the plane and just want to get close to the plane, and people who have just heard the name Spitfire and just want to get close to this plane and experience what it being a pilot back then.
And you're right, the Spitfire is iconic. Its name is iconic.
Yeah.
So how has it got to this position that it's so well known, so renowned?
I guess because of the role it played in our history of England. This plane essentially was a symbol that meant, I guess, victory to some people. It meant hope to some people as well. I mean, seeing these planes literally fly overhead and seeing them actually do combat meant that this wasn't just, a war far away somewhere. This was literally happening on their doorstep, right in front of them.
And tell me about the part that they played in the Battle of Britain.
Well, they played quite an important role. I mean, the Spitfire wasn't just one plane that fought during Battle of Britain. There were 2 main planes that did fight during the Battle of Britain. The Spitfire is probably the best known plane. It's probably what I would call the poster child of the RAF. But the one plane that doesn't get enough recognition is probably the Hawker Hurricane. They built more Hawker Hurricanes than Spitfires. More enemy airplanes were shot down Hawker Hurricanes. The Spitfire main role, the job, was to essentially take on the fighters and essentially take them out. So other than this exhibition, we do have some other things you can actually do in our museum. So we have the 4D theatre, which is essentially a 3D cinema that has moving seats, smoke, wind in your hair, to essentially give you that extra-dimensional feel. We have once a month on a Tuesday an open cockpit day in which you can get close to some of the planes as well. So the one plane that a lot of people want to get close to is our Vulcan, which is the big old delta wing bomber in our bomber hall. We also have simulators as well, so there's not just the Spitfire you can take a seat in, there's lots of other things to see and do in the museum as well.